Hi everyone, welcome back. So I did miss many days on the weekend and definitely this week. When I started this, I thought making videos of 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes once a day, and especially if you don't have to edit them, would be very easy. But it is proven to be a difficult task. Um, no matter Even though they are unedited, and no matter if you create just a 1 minute video, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, it still feels like impossible to make time for it in your day-to-day busyness. But anyways, here I am. Let's talk about. Um, let's continue talking about what we started. So I started a series on topics that a CISO should focus on. So I started off first with securing your network infrastructure. Second video talked about managing risk in a digital world. So let's talk about the third thing. Now, again, I have notes, so pardon me when I look at my notes and speak to you. So the third thing in the series of focus topics for a CISO is data privacy and compliance. Now, I'll admit that not many organizations would have a CISO be responsible and accountable for data privacy and compliance, because sometimes you do have a privacy officer, you do have a compliance officer who do not necessarily report to a CISO. So let's say we talk about an ideal organization and the CISO is responsible for data privacy and compliance. Now, let's talk about data security as well over here, because that's what it is all about. Your privacy of your data also means you have to keep it secure. So the first point would like to talk about is the CISO being responsible for the organization's data to be protected, and also be protected in compliance with the laws and regulations where the company is operating. Now, why do I talk about laws and regulations? Mainly for the fact that um, an organization, when it has data, or whenever it's doing its day-to-day business, does not work in a silo, or does not work um, uh, however the company wants to work. If a company is working in a certain sector, they would have to be subjected to the rules and regulations and laws of that particular sector. Now, for example, you must all know about the 2018 launch of the GDPR in Europe. Now, GDPR applies to the residents of Europe and all the businesses doing their business in Europe, or doing business with the European residents, the EU residents to be specific. So when it comes to that, they have certain list of things that you should do and certain things that should be protected when it comes to the EU resident. Now, if a business is doing a business is performing its day-to-day activities in Europe, in the EU area, it has to be subjected to those rules and regulations. And a CISO has to be accountable for maintaining the company's posture against those laws and regulation, because that reflects good on the company and also reflects good on the customers who do business with the company. If you do not abide by laws, why would customers, vendors, the world in general trust you with your money, your data, and will refrain from doing business with you? So that's one thing that a CISO should be responsible and should focus on: protecting data, protecting customers' data, vendors' data, its own data, according to the different rules and regulations. Take, for example, in the North America and US especially, the HIPAA laws. Very, very important when you come when you're an organization working in the healthcare sector. You have to be subjected to these laws, and you have to protect your patients' data according to those laws. So very important for a CISO. The CISO also, because of this, has to work very closely with the legal department and the compliance department in case they are separate, and in case they are not, for example, the compliance department, in case the compliance department is not a part of the CISO's responsibility, the CISO has to work closely with these two teams, mainly so that the organization as a whole, involving the legal, compliance, and the cybersecurity, work together so that their posture, the company's posture, is improved when it comes to privacy and compliance. Another thing when it comes to privacy, an indirect connection, if you will, is with the identity and access management. Because when it comes to data privacy, especially your data security, accessing your data has to go through a layer of identity and access management. If that layer does not exist or is poorly managed, you can have you can expect um, frequent or large data breaches, mainly because getting access to that data, that protected data, would be fairly easy if there was, rather, if there was a strong IAM which would prevent and protect the data from unauthorized access and from unintentional access as well. So IAM is a very important layer when it comes to data privacy and security. Another thing that a CISO should focus on when it comes to data privacy and compliance, especially with privacy and data breaches, is to perform regular testing. So whether it be red team testing, your your purple team, blue teams, whatever, but more importantly, also have a third party doing pen testing on your applications, on your network, to know how easy it is to get access to such data and let you know the loopholes, or sorry, the holes that you need to fix. Because if an attacker tries to get in your organization to retrieve data, for example, you would need to know outside of what your team vouches for whether it is easy or it's not easy, and if it is easy, what are the holes that you need to fix from an outside vendor, from a third party vendor who has no vested interest or who is not really employed full time, and who will give you an objective advice about how what it sees, what it observes your state of protection is when it comes to data access. Another thing when it comes to data access, privacy and compliance is CISO's focus on implementing the IAM for sure, doing the testing, also have solutions in place, especially solutions like data loss prevention, which protect, um, even with authorized access, protects sensitive data from leaving the organization's control. Sensitive data when it comes to PII, the personally identified information, HIPAA information, or anything with that might apply as a GDPR, might be subjected to GDPR, or any such where you think that this information should be within the company or should be accessed in a legal and authorized way, and not be subjected to unauthorized, unintentional, or in a malicious way. So to protect that, you need to have a data loss prevention solution. Regular penetration testing, your other vulnerability assessments have to be done. Also have a good incident response plan in case there is a data breach and a compliance issue. You need to have an incident response plan, how your organization and your teams especially will address each of those incidents in an appropriate way, and you should have that ready. So on an overall, data privacy compliance is not a goal that you reach, is a process which keeps evolving. It's a continuous process. It keeps evolving, keeps improving on itself, but the focus should be on regular monitoring, testing, and improving the solutions that you have, the layer of protection that you have. So that was for data privacy and compliance. That is a focus and should be a focus, one of the focus that we talk about in this series, and this is number third in the list. Hope you have your experiences to share in the comment section. Let me know, and if I missed something and you think that that's also a part of data privacy and compliance that the CISO should focus on, let me know in the comments, and I shall try my best to be regular with these videos, and I shall see you soon with number 4 in the list of focus topics for a CISO. So until then, have a nice day, and see you soon. Thanks for watching.